Parts of speech. Every sentence we speak or write in English comprises words that fall in 8 different categories based on the function they perform in a sentence. These 8 categories of words are called parts of speech. These includes nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Parts of speech are further grouped into 2 classes. Open and closed word classes. Open word classes comprises nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, whereas closed word classes comprises pronouns, prepositions, and conjunctions. What is meant by open and closed word classes? Open word classes can be altered, changed, or added to as language develops or evolves. And closed classes are fixed and doesn't change. Let's consider a few examples. New nouns, verbs, adjectives are created every time. So that means that the open word classes are open. We could include more nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs in the open classes. Whereas the closed classes are fixed, so we can't create them. So they are fixed. Now let's move further. Parts of speech. The 8 main parts of speech are also known as word classes. Let's consider a sentence, how we can use the different parts of speech in sentence. Wow, Ali and Adnan are working carefully on their small project. This is a complete sentence. Let's analyze this sentence by breaking it down into different parts of speech. Wow is an interjection. Ali is a noun. And is a conjunction. Working is a verb. Carefully is an adverb. On is a preposition. There is a pronoun. Small is an adjective. And project is a noun. So in this example, we have used the 8 different parts of speech. But the question is, what is the right rule or formula or sequence of using the parts of speech? Or is it random? Remember that the different parts of speech needs to be organized or sequenced properly. You might be familiar with English sentence structure. Alright, so in English we have rules for making sentences, and the basic sentence structure is SVO. So S stands for subject, V stands for verb, and O stands for object. So when we're supposed to make a sentence, we're supposed to use the different parts of speech, and when we're going to use the different parts of speech, we're supposed to sequence them. So At first, we are supposed to use subject. That means that either it could be a noun or a pronoun, and then a verb is needed afterwards, and then object is needed in the end. So the object could be a noun or a pronoun. Let's go in further detail. Noun. Noun is a grammatical word for name. Noun is everywhere. Noun is a naming word. Noun is the name of person, place, creature, thing, or idea. Example, Aslam. Aslam is a name. Hunza. Hunza is name of a place. Table. Table is name of thing. Freedom. Freedom is an idea. Let's have a glance on how noun functions in a sentence, or what is the usage of noun in a sentence. Noun can be the subject of a sentence. Noun can be the object of a sentence. Let's consider an example. Alina played with her dog. Alina is the subject. Played is the verb. With her dog is the object. So let's see whether the subject is a noun. Yes, Alina is a noun. So noun serves as subject of the sentence, and noun serves as the object of a sentence. Dog is the object of the sentence, and dog is a noun. Let's move further. Pronouns. Pronouns are words that replace nouns in a sentence, and they prevent us from repeating the same nouns in a sentence. Let's consider this example. Alina is my best friend. Alina is from Lahore, but Alina lives in Gilgit. Alina's father is a doctor, and Alina's mother is a professor. So in these couple of sentences, we see that there is a lot of repetition. The noun, the name Alina is repeated several times. So, repetition of same words creates dullness in a language, or it sounds odd. Let's see how we can improve these sentences by adding or replacing the nouns with pronouns. Here we go. Alina is my best friend. She is from Lahore, but she lives in Gilgit. Her father is a doctor and her mother is a professor. Now, the second attempt seems to be good enough, as we see that there is no repetition of the same noun, and instead we have used some pronouns like she here, her here, and her here. So, remember, pronouns can be singular or plural. Pronouns can be used as subject or object of the sentence. Verbs. Verbs are the most important element in a sentence. A verb shows an action or state of being. A verb shows what someone or something is doing. Examples. Sarah speaks to Fatima. What Sarah does? Sarah does an action. So speak or speaks is an action verb. The dog is running after the stranger. Again, in this example, the verb running is an action verb that shows some do or doing or movement. Now, in the rest of two examples, we have used a state verb. Rashid is a boxer. Now, in this sentence, the verb is is. This is not an action verb, this is a state verb. A state verb shows position or state of being. My mom was sick. Now, here in this sentence, there is no action, there is a state. So, the state could be a physical state or a mental state. So, I will be covering the detailed types of verbs in my next lesson. Adverbs. An adverb describes, modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It tells how, where, when, how often, or to what extent. Many adverbs end in the suffix ly. Examples: slowly, quietly, fastly, carefully, confidently, and quickly. Here is another list of adverbs: always, never, to, well, tomorrow, here. Remember that not all the adverbs end in ly, so we have adverbs in English that don't end with the suffix ly. Let's consider some example. The old man walks slowly down the street. Now the highlighted word slowly is an adverb which describes the action, how the old man walks, and it answers the question how. So, how the old man walks? The answer is slowly. She drives carefully as the road is rough. Pardon the spell mistake, please. She drives carefully as the road is rough. Again, it answers the question how she drives. She drives carefully. I always visit the gym in the evening. So here it answers the question how often. So some of the types of adverbs are adverbs of manner, adverbs of frequency, adverb of time, adverb of place. I will suggest you to use adverbs in your writing, in your speech, as it makes your speech more meaningful. And often for adverbs and adjectives, I say that these are the makeup you put in your speech. Adjectives. Adjectives describes nouns or pronouns. They appear before the noun or pronoun they describe. We can use more than one adjective in a single sentence. Let's consider some examples. Hunza is a beautiful town in the north of Pakistan. Now, the word highlighted in red is the adjective, and the word highlighted in blue is the noun. So, Hunza is a beautiful town. Town is the noun, and beautiful is adjective. And we see that the adjective is used before the noun, not after the noun. So adjectives are used before the nouns, not after the nouns. We can't say that Hunza is a town beautiful. It sounds odd. Second example, Hunza is a beautiful and peaceful town in the north of Pakistan. Again, in this sentence, we see that there are two adjectives used for the noun, beautiful and peaceful. So this means that we can use more and more adjective for the same noun. Hunza is a small, beautiful, and peaceful town in the north of Pakistan. So, in the last example, we see that we've used three adjectives for the same noun. Noun, town. So, you can use more and more adjectives unless and until it's meaningful. But remember something very important. We need to follow order of adjective when using series of adjectives in the same sentence. So I will be covering a separate lesson on order of adjective. So here are few uh, degrees of adjectives: positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of adjective. So my house is big is example of positive degree, as we are using a single adjective here. Comparative degree, when you're going to compare one na something with another. Salim's house is bigger. So here you are comparing two things. It means that you are comparing Salim's house with someone's else house. The superlative adjective is actually you are talking about or you're considering so many things together. So you are saying amongst all. So Jamil's house is the biggest. So that means that there are so many houses, but amongst all, Jamil's house is the biggest. Preposition. Preposition is all about position. Preposition shows the relationship between two words or phrases in a sentence. They always appear before a noun or a pronoun. Examples: the kid is sleeping under the chair. The kid is the subject of the sentence, sleeping is the verb, under is a preposition, and chair is object. So, under is actually showing the position of the kid, and it's showing the relationship of the kid with the chair. All right, so the kid is actually under the chair. All right, and one more thing, that the preposition appears before a noun. So this is the noun, chair is an object, and within the object we could say that is a noun. So it appears before the noun. The dog jumped over the wall. So over is the preposition here. The keys are in my pocket. In is the preposition here. So there are so many prepositions in English, and I'm going to cover each of them in my upcoming lesson. Conjunctions. Conjunctions serve as bridges. They connect or join words, phrases, or clauses. The three basic types of conjunctions are coordinate conjunction, correlative conjunctions, and subordinate conjunctions. I have covered a lesson on coordinate, subordinate, and correlative conjunctions, and I will be adding the link here. Please check the description. Examples: it was raining, so we cancelled our trip. So is a conjunction here. So it's actually connecting or joining the two sentences. If we remove so, the result would be two separate sentences. It was raining, we cancelled our trip. So the two clauses are actually connected with the help of the conjunction so. And so is example of coordinate conjunction. A car hit me. It's one sentence. I was crossing the road. While I was crossing the road, this is another clause, and this is a dependent clause. So Here we see that one clause is connected with another clause with the help of a subordinate conjunction while. I missed my presentation because I was sick. So here again we have used the conjunction, subordinate conjunction because, right? Moving to the next, interjections. Interjections are words used to express strong feeling and emotion such as surprise, joy, fear, excitement, pain, or enthusiasm. They usually appear at the start of a sentence and are not connected to it grammatically. Here are some examples of interjections in sentences. Wow, that's an amazing catch. So, wow is an interjection as it expresses strong feeling. Might be you're surprised. Oh, I didn't know you failed in the exam. So, here again, oh is actually an interjection. Well, we shall leave now, it's too late. Again, well is an interjection. Oof, I forgot my wallet at home. So, oof is an interjection. I hope the explanation might have helped you to get a gist of what parts of speech are and how they're used in sentences. Thanks for watching, and that's all for now.